I feel that, you know, it's Omai should really pack and leave. Leave. They shouldn't come back here at all. If their intention is to use cyanide, it means that they'll have to leave. And if the government doesn't intend to get them out, it means that we, the people, will have to come and get Omai out from this country.
We had the Jonestown disaster in 1978, where, as you may recall, over 900 people perished in a collective suicide act where they were fed cyanide, Kool-Aid laced with cyanide. And I think most people in the world know of the Jonestown event. So when we discuss the question of the dumping of millions of liters of cyanide-laced slurry into our main waterway like the Essequibo, Guyanese are doubly traumatized. We are traumatized by the event itself, and we are traumatized in terms of what it triggers. It triggers the Jonestown memory. And we must bear this in mind when we are considering the way in which this matter has been greeted by the population. The Essequibo is no ordinary river. It is the mistress of rivers. And I don't believe that Guyanese will have anything like the same relation to that river as we've had from time immemorial as a result of Omai's activities. As I said, that is not something on which we can put a price, but it is something, again, for which the Guyanese will not forgive this company.
You have to realize that this type of failure doesn't occur. This is not normal. What went wrong, we don't know.
Let's see the specifications to which reservoirs or retaining structures of this nature are normally built in, say, Canada and United States. And let's see if those specifications were adapted in Guyana. I doubt it very much whether those specifications that would be acceptable to Canada were applied here.
What happens when you go back on stream?
When we will go back on stream, we will take all the proper steps that it won't happen again.
So were those steps not taken initially?
Yes, they were taken initially, but something went wrong, and we have experts that are looking at the situation, and if we have to take other steps, we will do it.
After the government told the people that the water was safe, President Jagan visited the area to calm the citizens.
The credibility of this company went down because they have given undertakings, especially from the last breakage we had in May, that everything will be in place, will be put in place correctly. And then this disaster occurred not too long after, so that many people, even though they may be giving correct facts, people have lost confidence in the company's words.
Are you here as a concerned president, or are you representing the government as a shareholder of Omai Gold Mines Limited?
Now, the press has informed us that Omai has the temerity to tell us they're going to throw another discharge. Another discharges into our rivers as time goes by and they see it fit to do so. Well, then it is cause for concern, because if you're going to have injections of small doses of poison, well, eventually we'll all die.
People, of course, say there have been no human deaths so far. A commission of inquiry will have to establish that. Omai is attempting to tell us that no fish have died, when we know, in fact, there have been nightly burials of fish. Mass burials of fish have taken place at Omai. I understand there are certain workers who receive extra pay for this rather ghoulish activity. And apart from that, they have been burning the carcasses of dead animals because of we have received reports of the terrible stench coming out of the site. No one is mentioning the dumping of the heavy metals that have come with the slurry. the copper that has come, the cyanide compounds that are in the riverbed. So far they've been testing water. But as far as I know, no serious testing of the riverbed has really begun. No core samples have been taken. No systematic testing of what is actually down there. They're telling us that the fish is safe to eat. We believe none of it.
The heavy metals are very low. We have ore with almost no heavy metal like copper and zinc and iron. So the heavy metals are really low, and so there's no danger for those metals to accumulate in the sediment.
There was copper, zinc and iron in the spill in addition to cyanide. The readings that we have are all Omai readings suggesting that the levels of these three metals, the levels are not really danger levels at all. They're well below minimum standards.
The cyanide leaches out heavy metals, does it not?
It can leach heavy metal, but the heavy metal first they have to be present. So if there's no heavy metal, there's no leach of heavy metal.
So there's no heavy metal in the sediment in the Escobar River?
There is some traces of heavy metals, and with the indication that we have, the level are really very low, almost non-detectable.
No samples have yet been taken from the bed of the river, and I say yet because in terms of the post-mortem activities and analysis that needs to be done, that is an aspect that is the government's concern. And so they will see to what extent in the saprolite clay that may have settled at the bottom of the river and in pockets on the side of the river, the extent to which you have the presence of not only cyanide but other minerals as well.
Industrial accident can happen. We're going to make sure that it won't happen again.
In the face of the president declaring the Omai event an environmental disaster zone, and in the face of the National Assembly unanimously endorsing the president's call and declaration, we find it intolerable and arrogant and unacceptable that the Omai company and its officials continue to talk about an industrial accident. They may be doing this for purposes of their own that have to do with their own insurance. But the fact of the matter is, we regard it as a piece of arrogance and as a contempt for the sovereignty of the country. And this has been, to my mind, one of the most unsavory features of the way in which Omai has conducted its affairs. They have come in and established their operation, and to all intents and purposes have created a state within a state.
I think that we used to think of development as a passive process. When we say that we have lots of riches to be exploited, I think we in Guyana had too much of a passive attitude to it. I think we now have to be aware that we have to be more active in that process of development.
Various Amerindian organizations, as well as other non-government organizations, formed the National Committee for the Defense Against Omai. They picketed the Omai offices and Parliament. Their actions helped to force the Parliament to establish a commission of inquiry to investigate all aspects of the Omai disaster. The Parliament ordered Omai closed until the inquiry and an environmental audit were completed.